The most startling novel of the decade, brought to the screen with uncompromising frankness, pulling no punches, knowing full well the storm it would cause. For this is a relentless, terrifying tale of 5 lost days and nights.
There's something about my willingness to watch more Best Picture winners. It has just not been there recently, and I don't want to say that ones like this are the reason why, but if the entire point of your film is a dramatic, reasonably slow-paced, cautionary tale, then it could take me a while to work up to watching each one as I continue going through them, and a lot of Best Picture winners are somewhere in this region. Of course, most of those are good films, okay? They're well made, and they're usually able to get their point across fairly well, but that doesn't stop them being slow-paced. Lost Weekend was made in the 40s, and back then they wanted to deal with the simpler things in life, like alcoholism or anti-Semitism. They weren't quite ready for big Oscar films that tackled racism or sexism so much. Anyway, Ray Milland, best known for Dial M for Murder, talks with the kind of intensity and devious intelligence about his unstoppable urge to drink, like he talked in Dial M about his need to murder his wife. The film starts with Don Burnham trying to avoid a trip out of the city with his brother that's intended to get him away from all drinking potential, but after he manages to tank that, he basically just goes around whatever bar will take the money, credit, or begging he can manage as he goes on a 3-day bender attempting to just find something more to drink. You have to wonder why somebody that wants the cheapest drink available goes to a bar, but I don't know, maybe things were different back then. Anyway, between reminiscing about his past with alcohol and the girl who's loved him through all of his problems, the brother that made endless excuses for him and is finished doing it, and the other girls who he likes to flirt with once he gets going, the film fills up with the things you expect an addict's story to, and yet manages to be unique for its time, and for a film like this in the Oscars territory, because despite all of the depressing social issues they love to tackle, I can't think of another Best Picture winner that focuses so utterly and completely on one thing as this does. And as such, it is unique in being exactly what you expect it to be, and what it needs to be as a simplistic, slow-paced, enduring parable. So here's my 1-minute review for The Long Weekend. A man walks into a bar. His family is falling apart due to his alcohol problems. Yeah. Nowadays, alcoholism is pretty well documented, and you worry when you see someone drinking too much that they might be an alcoholic. Back then, it seems like it was just considered not an issue. It was considered, oh, he drinks a little bit too much sometimes. And it was waved off a lot more. So this film was probably a part of bringing it to light, I'd imagine, at the time. And also, I think it's scary. It's, for one of these parable cautionary tale films, it actually does a really good job at being frightening. It is well made. It is well done. Ray Milland is incredible. And the writing matches what he's able to do as a very intelligent sounding, terrifyingly intense actor. So I think it's good, but in terms of Best Picture winners, it's probably only really middle of the road overall. But anyway, I'm giving you call it a lost weekend, I call it a good time, just kidding, but seriously, in the COVID-19 era, we are all accepting it that we need to drink a little bit more, so it's okay, right? I'm giving it 75 out of 100. The whole thing is exactly what you expect, but that's okay, because that's what it probably needed to be at the time. Even today, it needs to be that. I don't have a problem. That is all for this one, folks. There's a lot of subscribing you can do down there if you like to subscribe to things like the belief that the next video will be just as weird as this one. Weird stuff cookie. Oh, I'm so quirky and funny. Woo! Subscribe.